morning and welcome to Sunrise Sports on 3FM 92.7. My name is Kelvin Owusu-Ansah. We will start from the Ghana Football Association and also what has been transpiring in the Black Stars in the last couple of days. The GFA has set up a committee to search for the next Black Stars coach. The committee is chaired by Vice President of the Ghana Football Association, Mark Addo, legal practitioner and law lecturer Azan Koma Esquire, and is suspected to deputize Professor Joseph Kwame Minta, the Ghana FA legend Opokunti, and Williams Katesiza, who is the chief director of the Ministry of Youth and Sports. They are the members. Well, joining me is Ohene Brenya, who is an astute sports journalist, to quickly delve into these matters. Ohene, thanks for joining us this morning. But if you have this being provided by the Football Association just yesterday, 2 days after the team got, their exit from a very big competition like this. What do you make of this? Hasn't it been too many a time that this has happened, just appointing coaches and then sacking them?
So, thank you very much, and good morning to your listeners. I am utterly disappointed in the processes the FA has started in searching for a new coach. I thought that, at this point in time, we were going to have a press conference to apologize to Ghanaians and tell us what really went wrong based on the report of the coach. Then we look forward to changing our ways and doing things properly. This script is too familiar, which takes us nowhere. Don't forget, when Milo went to the Nations Cup and had that disastrous campaign, it was the same Mark Addo who was, asked to search for a new coach. Indeed, it was just before Sigakono was fired that he brought up Milo. Milo's time with us was the most disastrous I've seen until Kessilton took us to the Nations Cup. So it looks as if we don't learn. It looks as if nothing has changed, at the way the FA looks at football. And for me, what's really much more worrying is the fact that the attitude of the FA position them in a way that they do not really care about what we think, what the nation is going through. Mm-hmm. So the first action, of the FA is to let the coach go, fire the coach, and set out processes to appoint a new coach. Is that what really is necessary at this point? Mm. What are we going to do different in terms of getting a new coach?
Yeah,
it is shocking that these are people who have done football for so long a time that you expect them to do things differently. Mm-hmm. Kevin, I am disappointed, and it's not even funny because look, just before the FA release came, the ministry released a full statement that they are going to investigate what really went wrong, what is wrong with our football, and this is going to be in conjunction with all stakeholders of the game. But on the other hand, the FA is looking for a new coach. One will argue that, okay, we don't have time, in the next, 2 months, there's a World Cup qualifiers. I agree. But I'm saying that it is better for us to look at what is wrong with our football than appoint a new coach. What it is that if you are even appointing Jose Mourinho, and the fundamentals of our game is not changed, is not looked at, you also will not succeed. You also will feel like, look, we've had 5 coaches in 5 years. The current FA and their leadership have appointed 4 coaches in their time in office. Mm-hmm. The signs are not good for anybody. Yeah. So for me, appointing a new coach is just scratching the surface of the problem. Mm-hmm. The real fundamental problems are still there.
Sure.
And for me, that's much more critical to look at than saying that you've appointed 5-member committee for a new coach. If the fundamentals are still wrong, the new coach will still fail. Nothing will change.
If the fundamentals are still wrong, if you're watching us on 3FM 92.7 on Facebook, the ministry statement is also being put there, so you can take a look at what the ministry actually wrote in a little over a page response, an apology, as well as promising Ghanaians. But Ohene, with what is happening, is it to say that there's a disconnect between the sports ministry and the Ghana Football Association in resolving these matters? Ordinarily, they should be one in getting a very good resolution to these problems that the country's football is facing.
I'm sorry to say, but that's one of our biggest problems as a football nation. different, ministry. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil when it comes to Ghana Football Association. It's not good enough. You expect that right after we got eliminated, meetings will be held, actions will be taken, and it will come to some level of understanding that this is where we want to go to.
Yeah.
How do we get there? That should be the process that leads all of us there. But clearly, what happened yesterday shows a clear disconnect between the ministry, who is in charge of football and sports in this country, and the governing body. And in terms of the way they want to go. One will also argue that because the chief director of the ministry is part of the committee, there's some level of understanding. But I'm saying that if the ministry is apologizing and telling us that he needs the stakeholders engagement to look at the way forward, and then SA, on the other hand, appointing a committee for a new coach, there's a clear disconnect. Nobody can convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
There's a clear disconnect.
I don't hear it.
Once the SA has not apologized, the ministry apologized on behalf of the team. But the SA who runs the day-to-day activities of the Black Stars are me.
Yeah. It's become a norm for them. And even looking at the personalities or the 5-member committee led by Mark Addo, he was the same person who led the appointment of Milovan Rajevac. Do we have any trust? Do we have any faith? Do we have any hope in someone like him to lead such a campaign?
Bottom line, this appointment also goes to show you that the FA, have no regard to the sentiment and emotions of the people. First of all, this is the person who led the committee about us, It was a disaster. If the FA read the room, look, when the announcement was done yesterday, do a survey on social media and look at the backlash. It shows you clearly the FA did not read the room.
Sure.
And they are so far away from the realities on the ground that they would appoint Mark Addo to lead the search team. I said he's so disappointed. No one does that. He's not the only member of the ESCO. He's not the only member who knows football. He's not the only member who indeed can do this job. So once again, the FA have done what they think is right. But for us, who observed the process, who knew what went into bringing in Milo the last time, it's a complete disaster to have him lead this search party again to bring us a new coach. It won't work.
Yes. So this goes back to that going into a committee that is led by a vice president of the Football Association who is not a technical person when it comes to football, law lecturer Eizan Koma, who is not a technical person when it comes to football, someone like Cesar Kate, who is not a technical person when it comes to football. It is only Professor Joseph Kwame Minten, to an extent, Opokunti, who is even into the administrative part of football. Does this speak right of our football? And can they even get a coach who is going to match their philosophy or the ideas now that the FA have said they even want to promote youth-level football and coast football?
Well, the appointment of a coach is not only a technical decision, it's also a managerial decision. For instance, how much the coach is going to be paid is solely a managerial decision. Indeed, I think there is a firm balance between football administrators and lawyer, the ministry who are going to pay him, and through one coach, one former player. I think that is a fair balance, if you ask me, to be very honest.
But at the end of the day, it draws back to the Executive Council for approval. So why isn't the first stage? Why shouldn't the first stage have been much more about, the pure technicalities of who is capable and fits into the philosophy?
Well, you're not too far, from right. But the point is that it's a process. You don't want to then engage the coach and, settle on the coach, then the other party then does the managerial and the other bit of it. I think all should be done, together. So, for instance, if you're going to negotiate for how much you're going to pay a coach, the ministry must be involved in that negotiation.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
You need a lawyer to be able to look at, the legal aspect of it. Whether it's engaged somewhere, whether, in terms of drafting the contract where you put the clauses in terms of performance enhancement, a way out and all that. So I think for me it's a fine balance. But maybe you want to have more technical people on the committee than just administrators. That I agree, but I've always believed that appointing a coach is not solely a technical decision; it's also a managerial decision.
Yeah.
Right. So you need a fine balance between the technical and management to be able to cross the T's and dot the I's for you in terms of who you want going forward, how the corner should be done, so that the country does not lose out in terms of if things don't go right and you want a way out. It's all captured in there nicely. So for me, I think that it's a fine balance between administrative structure and also managerial structure.
Well, and with what we are saying now, if you have a management committee of the Black Stars and then you come out to set up a new body to search for a coach, does it mean that that committee should be disbanded?
Can you remember, I think about a month ago, the FA released a statement telling all of us that they've dissolved all committees of the Ghana Football Association. So going to this AFCON, they just appointed a 3-member committee just for this AFCON. So in my mind, their work has come to an end. So basically, and Makado was head of that committee. Makado put and second. So for me, there's no minor committee as we speak. We're just waiting the FA to announce a new minor committee for the Black Stars.
Ohene, thank you so much for your time this morning. But let me push you, if you are looking for a coach, or if all things were equal and you are looking for a coach, who is going to be your best bet?
Heavy Renard is my best bet, Kelvin.
Do you have the money to? Yeah.
But and we are told that in France he's taking $35,000. I mean, that's something we can do, right?
Yes.
I mean, $20,000 for shooting now, $35,000 for Heavy Renard. He's a proven winner.
Yeah.
So I mean, I won't think twice about it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Ohene, for your time this morning here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Thanks for having me.
So that was a sports broadcaster, Ohene Brenya, letting us know the bits and pieces of what is actually going to happen when it comes to selecting a coach for the senior national team, the Black Stars. I don't know if you would want to have your say. Let me open the phone line so you can have your say. Who would be your ideal coach if the Football Association it's appointing a new coach now? Well, the criteria has already been named, but let me quickly open the phone line. 0559-242-717, 0559-242-717, and 0556-910-154. Who is your best bet to be appointed as the next coach of the Black Stars? Well, I already have my first caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, brother. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Godwin, calling from Ghana.
All right, Godwin. Let's have your word. Who would you propose as the next coach of the Black Stars?
Actually, to me personally, what I want them to do is that they should look at a person who will be able to handle the team coming the next World Cup. Not to be picking part-time coaches. After that, you sack them. Will not gain anything.
Okay. All right. That's a very fair comment there. Hello. Unfortunately, I've lost this caller. You can also call 0559-242-717 and 0556-910-154. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Benjamin Kujo Benti, calling from Nankesi.
All right, brother. Let's have your thoughts.
Yeah, I think Heavy Rena will be the best. But FA should start looking at the coast football.
Okay.
You can't be embedding the local trainers of this young talent with so much depth.
Okay.
Whilst you think at the top there it will be okay.
All right.
It will never work. It will never work. I do women football and I do coast football. And the kind of course we are embedding with is unbearable.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. Let's see if I can pick a couple more calls. Hello?
Kevin.
Hello?
Kevin, you are laughing. You won't hear my voice, but you want to laugh. This Papa is on the line.
Yeah, Papa Busy. How are you?
I'm fine. Sorry, my brother. The situation that we are in now, I don't think we should be looking out for a coach, a particular coach to come and coach us. There should be a revolution in our football circles. I get my point.
Yes.
So I told you some time ago, I think last week there also, that they should just gather Malik Jaber,
Yes.
Abdul Razak, you understand me? Sunday Ibrahim, Stephen Apia, Kwesi Apia. I get my point.
Sure.
Gather them, even if your people can be included. You see, I want something like people from old, the way we play our soccer.
Yeah.
In the 60s to 70s and the 80s, that's why I'm mentioning Malik Jaber, Abdul Razak, and then what Ibrahim Sunday. They will infuse the modern ones inside. I get my point.
Sure.
This should be. I'm trying to say that there should be a caretaker.
Yes.
This group should be caretakering our national team for now.
Okay.
They should be doing the selections, not a particular coach now. Not a particular. You look for. You see, I don't know the GFA. I don't know the person. Is the president? Who is the name? Is it Keto Kriku?
Yeah, Keto Kriku.
These are people who really don't know soccer. They don't know soccer. They don't know how to help our soccer to become as a football nation. You get what I'm trying to say? Please, they should gather these old soldiers, these old players who are 10 coaches and things like that to either recruit or manage what we have now. I get my point.
Yes.
To make our soccer, our Ghanaians to be happy with our football.
Sure.
Thank you very much, my
All
brother.
right. Thank you so much, Papa BCU. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Your name and where you calling from? Unfortunately, I've lost that caller. 0556 910 154 0559 242 You can also call now. Who should be our best bet to handle the Black Stars in the next 3 weeks? Well, the new committee is expected to finish their findings in 3 weeks and report it to the Executive Council of the FA for approval. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, good morning, sir. Welcome to Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Godwin. Calling from Aguba.
All right, Godwin, let's have your word.
Right. So, problem with football, the problem with managerial issues in this country has been someone who doesn't know the know-how, and it's been put there. What we normally call a square peg in a round hole. Okay. So look at the person leading the GFA. As the latter caller just said, he doesn't know anything about football. So the fundamentals, we have gotten it wrong in the first place. Okay, so we need people who know what the take is, and they can be able to deliver. And I think selection of players, that's where the problem is coming from. On what criteria do we use to select players to play the national team? Is it based on merit, or is it based on some political style or something? Okay, so we need to look at all these things before we can be able to know what we need from the coach. Okay, that's what I have to say for today.
All right, brother, thank you so much. And I think we'll end the calls here and then look forward to what happens in the next couple of days with regards to the search committee for a coach for the Black Stars. Now, the potential head coach should be a proven winner, a top men's national team or club football coach who has been winning. Now, the second pointer is the new coach must have a football philosophy that aligns or complements that of the Ghana Football Association and Ghana in its entirety. Now, the third one is the new coach must hold the highest football license in the world with over 15 years coaching experience. Now, fourth is proven track record in team reconstruction, organization and development of young talent. And the fifth one is proven disciplinarian tactician and leadership skills. Well, we'll wait to see how this can get better. Chris Hughton and the technical team of the Black Stars were dissolved after the team's exit from the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations just about 3 days ago. We just hope we find a very good coach. Now, moving away from this, let's move on to the search for a coach. And Cote d'Ivoire, who are hosts for the Nations Cup, have failed in their bid to appoint Hervé Renard as coach for the remainder of the tournament after the French Football Federation refused to release the 55-year-old who is currently the coach of the France women's team. Talks had taken place between the Ivorian Federation and their French counterpart in an attempt to bring Renard midway through the Cup of Nations, but unfortunately that has been turned down. Don't forget, Renard led the Elephant of La Côte d'Ivoire to a 2015 AFCON title, but earlier had won the competition with Zambia in 2012. He's also coached Morocco and Angola. He is under contract as French women's team boss through the end of this year's Paris Olympic Games. And Le Bleu also have a UEFA Nations League semi-final to play against Germany in Lyon on the 23rd of February. So, sorry, Ivory Coast. Now let's move on to some group stage good performers at the ongoing African Nations Cup. And after the group stages, some awards have been presented. And Equatorial Guinea's Jesus Owono, he plays his club football for Inzalang Nacional, and he is the best goalkeeper for the group stages. So very excellent goalkeeper in there. Now to the best young player of the group stages is Senegal's Lamine Camara, who plays his club football for FC Metz in France. Well, he's become a wonderful sensation. He scored 2 goals in 3 games in the group stages. And the coach for the group stages is Aliou Cisse, the head coach of the Senegalese national team. The Lions of Teranga Boys continues with his exploits in the last edition. 3 matches, 3 wins in the group stages. Now, let's take a look at the group stage best 11. Jesus Owono is in post. In defense, there is Ashraf Hakimi from Morocco, Khalidou Koulibaly from Senegal, Naïf Aguerd from Morocco, and then there is Arthur Masuaku from DR Congo, Sofiane Amrabat from Morocco, Azzedine Ounahi from Morocco, Lamine Camara from Senegal are in midfield. In attack, Gelson Dalla from Angola, Emilio Insue, who is the top scorer of the tournament with 5 goals, and Ismail Assar from Senegal are the 11 for the group stage. Now let's take a look at the matches that will be coming up in the round of 16 for Saturday and Sunday. Angola play against Namibia at 5 p.m. on Saturday, and at 8 p.m. the biggest game, Nigeria against Cameroon, would be played. On Sunday, there is Equatorial Guinea against Guinea at 5 p.m. and then Egypt against the Democratic Republic of Congo at 8 p.m. Now moving on, Al Nassr SC Benghazi, a prominent Libyan club, have successfully secured the services of Jonathan Sowam, Mediama SC striker and also part of the Black Stars, a pivotal figure in Mediama's recent Ghana Premier League triumph. And he has been a driving force in the attacking prowess since joining with an impressive record of 19 goals in 35 appearances since his debut last year. He continues to showcase his goal-scoring prowess, and he was part of Ghana's squad at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. Unfortunately, couldn't have any game time. Now moving away, let's go to Dreams FC. And assistant coach Winfred Drummond says the team cannot compensate their poor outing in the Ghana League with the Confederations Cup performance. They would have to do better when the league resumes after the AFCON.
We don't have any excuse. We cannot use the CAF Confederation. Yes, in a way, it's also affecting our performance. It's also affecting our focus on the Ghana Premier League. But hey, it is what it is. We have to make sure we manage those outstanding games, especially Saturday when we come up against Ghost Stars before.
So that is it there from Winfred Drummond. Now, Antoine Semenyo was part of Bournemouth's team as they scored 5 times in the first half of their 5-0 victory against outclassed Swansea City in the FA Cup 4th round on Thursday. And Donny Iriola's team ran riot at the Vitality Stadium, and they couldn't get any better from them. Lloyd Kelly, Alex Scott, Luis Sinisterra, David Brooks, and Dominic Solanke put their championship opponent to the sword. There is a game coming up this evening, Manchester City against Tottenham, and Ange Postecoglou has revealed that his players are ready to go again after the 12-day break.
Fair to say there's been a fair bit going on and a fair bit of a few challenges we've had to overcome. I just thought, given the guys sort of, not just the players, the staff, sort of 4 days away, and would benefit us more than sort of going away in a little mini camp. And I think it has been, looking at just not that there was anything bad going on before, but just the body language of the lads. And, they've come back refreshed and had a really good training week. Again, it helps when the numbers are up. Your trainings are just a little bit more intense. There's a little bit more quality there, which helps the whole group. So yes, I think it has been beneficial. But obviously, we've got 3 games coming up that will test our preparation.
So that is it there from Ange Postecoglou. He's the head coach for Tottenham Hotspur. Now his opposite number, Pep Guardiola, has spoken about Calvin Phillips leaving, that is Manchester City, to West Ham United on loan.
The club time is not done, but he traveled yesterday to make a medical test, but it's not completely done. But apparently he's going to be in loan 6 months, and hopefully he can play the minutes he deserves, and I could give them to him.
I mean, it's just not happened for him here, has it? It's never appeared as though he could get a regular place in your side.
That's what it is. So I wish him I said many times, an exceptional human being, and even a football player. Otherwise, would not be in a national team from UK, and so hopefully we can prove what really is.
So that is it there from Pep Guardiola, but he said he would have no problem with Manchester City selling players to Manchester United for the right price after City director Omar Berrada make a shock switch to become United CEO last week in a major coup for the Red Devils' new minority shareholder, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Talking on the eve of the FA Cup fixture against Tottenham, Guardiola said they tried to keep Berrada at City as he was one of the best people there.
He's taking a lot of your, if you like, secrets. Trade secrets, you know.
Yeah, but Kevin De Bruyne is still in Man City.
Sorry?
De Bruyne will play here. Erling Haaland will play here. So at the end it's not simple like that, you know that? Otherwise, with the power United we have done before. So maybe United thinks with this person everything is going to change. Congratulations. So I don't know it's going to happen this, I don't know. So he's a lovely person, incredible character, incredible professional. I wish him, yesterday I saw him, we hug each other, and wish him all the best. Deeply, I wish him all the best, so, because he's a fantastic person, what can I say? But I don't know, he's doing this, everything is going to sort it and works. If it did happen, oh my God, they have to make a stand for a Mamborada in the future, if it did happen.
So that is from Pep Guardiola. Now, Manchester City have signed Argentina under-17 midfielder Claudio Echeverri from River Plate. City will pay about £12.5 million for Echeverri, who has signed a 4.5-year contract that runs to 2028. The 18-year-old, who has made 6 first-team appearances for River Plate, will remain with the Argentine club throughout 2024. Echeverri was Argentina's captain at the Under-17 World Cup in November and scored a hat-trick as they beat Brazil 3-0 in the quarterfinals. He finished the tournament with 5 goals as Argentina came fourth after losing the third-place playoff. Now, moving on, Atletico Madrid had a very good victory, 1-0 win over Sevilla on Thursday in the Copa del Rey semi-finals. Now, the Dutch forward was a substitute, and he brought it home in the final stages to help Atletico join Real Sociedad, Athletic Bilbao, and Real Mallorca in the final four. Antoine Griezmann skied the first half penalty for Diego Simeone's men, who ground out their win against their resilient visitors at the Metropolitano Stadium. Now, Union Berlin coach Nenad Belika was suspended by the German Football Federation for 3 games after an altercation with Bayern Munich winger Leroy Sané on Wednesday. He has also been fined €25,000 for unsportsmanlike behavior in the 1-0 defeat to Bayern. The DFB said on Thursday Union have agreed to the verdict, making it legally binding. In the 74th minute, Bielika shielded the ball away from Sané and was trying to prevent him from throwing it in quickly. Sané tried to retrieve the ball and Bielika hit him in the face, and both had to be separated by other players and the sideline staff. So that is it there from him. Now to some tennis news, and Aryna Sabalenka remains on track to defend her Australian Open crown after reaching the Melbourne final by avenging her loss to Coco Gauff in last year's US Open showpiece. Well, Sabalenka is hoping that she can retain a title. Both were very edgy in an Eros-tuned first set with 6 breaks before Sabalenka pounced decisively late in the second to win 7-6, 6-4. 12 sets at Melbourne without losing a set. Aryna Sabalenka.
Well, I think I was able to focus on myself, and kind of like I was prepared that she's going to move really good and she's going to put all balls back to me, and I just have to be ready to play an extra shot, and I was just ready for anything tonight, and I think that was the key, and definitely your support, guys. Last time I played her, I didn't have, I would say, almost any support, and today, before, it's always great fight. She's an incredible player. I really enjoy playing her. Like, win or lose, it's anyway, it's great matches, and she's...
That is from Aryna Sabalenka. Sabalenka will face Chinese 12 seed Zheng Qinwen on Saturday. Zheng, who is 21, reached her first Grand Slam showpiece by ending Ukrainian qualifier Diana Yastremska's incredible run with a 6-4, 6-4 win in Thursday's second semi-final. Qinwen.
For sure, the feeling was incredible to arrive at my real first Grand Slam final. That's my dream since I was a kid. So right now, for sure, I'm feeling really happy. I know there's still another fight to go, so I'm trying to control my emotion right now. I'm sure the final will be really competitive because I think Sabalenka, she's one of the, I would say, most big hitters right now in the tour. She got the most big serve, most big forehand, big backhand. She's really complete player. Yeah, like you said, I haven't faced like big seeded by all the past round, and she will be the first one I will face. But you know, it's a match, so let's see what's gonna happen in the final there.
Wait to see what happens in the final tomorrow, and for the first time ever at the the Australian Open semi-final in over 2,195 days, Jannik Sinner becomes the first ever player to beat Novak Djokovic at the Australian Open 6 years, and it's been a marvelous run for him. A remarkable streak ended at the hands of a truly remarkable player. He won 6-1, 6-2, lost the third set 7-6 to Djokovic before coming into the fourth set to win by 6-3. Well, he's hoping for the winner of Zverev, who would also be playing later today, to see if he's going to face him or Daniel Medvedev, who is the third seed. Zverev is the sixth seed now. So former US Open champion Medvedev and Zverev will be aiming for their first ever Grand Slam title as they meet this morning. So I'm sure at 8:30 that one would also be played. So very interesting in there. Novak Djokovic has lost for the first time and in 6 years, over 2,194 days. Today was the 2,195th day, and unfortunately for him, he has lost. Let's take a quick look at some matches that will be coming up later today in the Spanish La Liga. Almeria play against Deportivo Alaves in the Serie A. Cagliari against Torino. There is Bristol City in the FA Cup against Nottingham Forest. Chelsea against Aston Villa. There is Sheffield Wednesday against Coventry City, and Tottenham Hotspur play against Manchester City. German Bundesliga, Eintracht Frankfurt play against Mainz 05, and then in the League Olympic Lyon against Rennes. In the Eredivisie, there is PEC Zwolle against Vitesse Arnhem, and in the Belgian Pro League, there's Cercle Brugge against Standard Liège. That will be all for sports this morning here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Have a very, very fantastic Friday. DJ Abiam, as always, is here to let you have a very exciting morning. Helen Apiampofo and the rest of the team will continue to serve you sweet breakfast. Enjoy 3FM 92.7. My name is Kelvin Owusu-Ansah.